Welcome back to English in a Snap, our real English conversation series. We are really happy you're joining us again for episode 2. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something we probably all deal with, modern connections, and specifically spotting those relationship red flags.
Yeah.
And the green flags, too. The good stuff. Okay, so I have to ask you, honestly, what is the fastest a dating app profile has ever given you the ick? You know,
Yeah.
that like instant nope feeling.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The ick. It's so real, isn't it? It comes out of nowhere sometimes. You're just swiping, looking, and then bam. For me. Gosh. Probably. Okay, I remember this one profile. Every single photo, and I mean every photo, was him holding up a fish he'd just caught.
Oh, no, not the fish pictures. Why is that?
They'd-
Why is that even a thing? Seriously.
Yeah, total ick. I don't
No.
know. Like, is that their only personality trait? Fishing?
Total.
Or maybe they think it's, peak manliness or something. I have no idea. But whatever it is. Yeah, it was hard pass. Instantly. Just nope.
Right. Kind of feels like a little warning sign.
Yeah.
And if it's not, like terrible behavior is just a
Yeah.
signal that you're not quite on the same page
Uh,
or something just feels a bit off. And isn't that sort of the whole idea behind red flags? They're like warnings, little signals that maybe something could be unhealthy or just difficult later on.
Exactly. Yeah. They make you kind of, pause, stop and think for a second. Like that fish thing. I mean, it's funny, right? But it also makes you wonder, is that all he does? Like, am I going to have to hang out on a boat covered in fish scales all the time? It raises questions,
Totally. It does. And then there are red flags that feel like much clearer warnings.
Yeah.
Potential problems. Like for me,
Yeah.
a really big one is seeing how someone treats people in the service industry, like waiters, baristas. If you're out with someone, maybe on a date, and they're just rude
Yeah.
or really dismissive to the waiter, that tells you a lot.
Oh, absolutely. That's huge. Yeah. It just shows a lack of basic respect.
Right.
They can be nasty or demanding with someone they sort of see as being there to serve them. How are they going to treat you down the road? Once they get comfortable.
Exactly. It's not just about having bad manners. It goes deeper. It's about empathy, maybe, how they handle things when stuff isn't perfect. Do they get really angry? Or are they, like, understanding that one interaction, it can show you a lot about their actual character?
You really, really can. And you see other versions of this too, like someone who complains constantly about everyone. Or the classic one, all their exes were supposedly crazy. That always feels like a bit of a red flag to me. It makes you wonder, okay, what was your part in all that drama then?
Oh my gosh, all my exes are crazy.
Yeah.
Anchor sign, yes. It's like, statistically speaking,
Yeah.
how likely is it that every single person you've dated was a problem? Maybe.
Yeah.
Just maybe. You played a role too.
Right. Exactly. It sort of suggests they don't really take responsibility, for their side of things when relationships end. They're always the victim. And that's definitely a warning sign. Future problems might just get blamed on you too.
And sometimes these signs, they come at you super fast.
Mhm.
Like, remember I told you about that guy I matched with? We matched, and like within a day, he was sending, 50 texts, constant messages. Where are you? What are you doing right now?
Yeah.
Saying things like, wow, I feel such a deep connection with you already. And we barely even talked.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. It felt really intense, kind of overwhelming, right? Like he was trying way too hard, way too fast.
Exactly. It was super intense, but it's also felt, how do I put it? Almost fake. Like performative, like he was trying to reel me in immediately, saying all the perfect things, being so attentive, just instantly.
Yeah, that kind of behavior where someone comes on really strong, super complimentary, wanting to move incredibly fast. Right at the beginning, it often doesn't feel quite real, does it? It can feel like they're trying to, I guess the term people use now is love bombing, just showering you with attention, laying it on really thick, maybe so you get swept up and don't notice other things.
Yes, that's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't know that word for it then, like I was being love bombed. And it wasn't nice. It was just uncomfortable.
No.
Because it was too much, too soon. It didn't feel like a natural connection growing. It felt like, like a tactic.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of things happening fast, or maybe
Hmm.
disappearing fast. I recently was talking to someone from an app. We chatted back and forth for a bit, seemed okay. Then we had a pretty good phone call, actually. Made plans, coffee, Saturday afternoon. So Friday afternoon, I send a text, just confirming, hey, just checking, are we still good for coffee tomorrow around 2? Okay.
Cool. Waiting for the other shoe to drop here.
Oh.
And
And nothing. Silence. Radio silence. I waited, a few hours, thought maybe they were just busy at work. So Saturday morning, I sent another quick one, just like, hey, hope everything's all right. Just checking about coffee later. Still, complete silence.
oh no, don't tell me they just vanished.
Yep. Completely. Like a ghost.
Wow.
1 minute, we have plans, seemed like a decent chat. The next minute, poof, gone. No explanation, didn't cancel, just nothing. They totally ghosted me.
Ugh, that is so frustrating. And just rude. It leaves you completely hanging, wondering what on earth happened. Why do people do that?
I honestly have no idea. It's terrible communication, obviously, and just really disrespectful, I think. But it seems so common now, doesn't it? This ghosting thing. People just disappear into thin air instead of sending one simple text like, hey, sorry, can't make it. Or even, you know what, I don't think this is a match. Anything.
It literally takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That feels like a very uh, modern red flag. Just inability or maybe unwillingness to communicate directly, even when it's slightly awkward.
Absolutely. Yeah. It shows like zero consideration for the other person's time or feelings.
You know, it's funny though. Sometimes I hear people use that term red flag for things that aren't really warning signs of actual bad stuff. They just mean they don't like something. Like someone might say, oh, he puts pineapple on pizza. Red flag.
Right. Haha. Yeah. That's not really a red flag, is it? That's just a personal preference. Or a bad food opinion, maybe. But yeah, it's important to remember, I think, a real red flag signals something about, like, someone's character, their emotional health, how they treat people. It points to potential issues, like manipulation or disrespect, control, maybe a lack of empathy, stuff like that.
Exactly. Me not liking your favorite band isn't a red flag. You consistently yelling at customer service people, that's a red flag. It's good not to overuse the term for every little thing because, well, then it kind of weakens the meaning when you see a real warning sign. One you genuinely should pay attention to.
Totally agree. Yeah. Not every little annoyance or difference is a red flag. We got to save that word for the stuff that genuinely suggests, a potentially unhealthy situation.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the red flags,
Yeah.
the things that make you slam the brakes or run the other way. But what about the good stuff? The positive signals, the things that make you think, okay, wait, this person actually seems nice, kind. Maybe this could be good. The green flags.
Oh, yes, the green flags. It's funny. I think they're often much quieter than the red flags, aren't they? They're not usually big dramatic things. They're often just simple things, little signs that someone's a decent person or maybe a good match for you.
That is so true. We get so focused on scanning for the bad, we sometimes forget to notice the simple good things right in front of us. For me, a big green flag is when someone asks really thoughtful questions. They don't just talk about themselves the whole time. They seem genuinely curious about you. They want to hear what you think, what you've experienced.
Yes. Oh, that's a great one. When they actually listen to your answer and then ask a follow-up question based on what you said, it shows they're actually present, engaged in the conversation. It shows real interest in you as a person, not just using you as a sounding board.
Absolutely. This is a simple thing, but it makes you feel, I don't know, seen
Yeah.
and heard. It's the total opposite of getting like one-word answers or feeling like they're just waiting for their turn to talk again.
For me, another simple green flag is just seeing someone be kind, especially when they don't have to be, like holding the door open for a stranger walking behind them, or picking up something someone dropped, saying thank you to the bus driver. Just small moments of kindness. It shows they have a good heart, I think.
Oh, I love that one. That's really lovely. It shows a kind of generosity of spirit, even in really small ways.
And another one I think is a green flag is when someone is genuinely passionate about something, like anything. It could be their weird hobby, like collecting stamps or playing a sport, or their job or volunteering. It doesn't really matter what it is. But when they talk about something they love and their eyes kind of light up, it shows they have energy and interests, enthusiasm for life outside of just dating.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shows they're a whole person, right?
Mm-hmm.
With their own life, their own passions. It's
Like,
attractive.
it really is. And maybe the biggest green flag of all, it's quiet. It's so important. It's just consistency. When someone's actions actually match up with their words consistently. If they say they'll call you later, they actually call. If they make a plan with you, they follow through.
Reliability. Yes. That is a huge green flag. It shows respect, doesn't it? For your time, for your feelings, and it builds trust. You start to feel like, okay, I can actually count on this person. They do what they say they're going to do. That feels safe.
Exactly. Green flags. They're often just these simple, steady things. Demonstrations of respect, reliability, real interest, kindness. They might not be loud or flashy, but they're like the essential building blocks for a healthy connection, I think.
That's really true. Focusing on those positive signals. Yeah.
Yeah.
The green flag. That's just as important as watching out for the warnings. Well, this has been a really great chat, thinking about all those signals, the warnings, and the good signs in modern dating and connections. Okay, now we really need to hear your stories. What's the wildest red flag you have ever encountered? Let us know in the comments below.
Remember, our real goal is to help you hear and use natural English in real life. Thanks for joining us, and keep practicing your English every day. See you next time on English in a Snap.